comes at fair prices.
Please, someone, we need help.
다 막혀져 있나? 자막이 옆에 있는 NPC랑 얘기해봐야겠다.
An outlander.
아, 이거 저거 켜져 있네. 잠깐만. 텍스트 오프. 끄고 왜 새로 고침.
There's an armiger injured on the road outside Seydanin. So much blood. They need help. I'm not exactly sure. The buoyant armiger was accompanying Canon Valasa on a mission for Lord Vivek, but something terrible must have happened. Canon Valasa sent me to find help. She's on the road just outside of Seydanin. Will you help them?
Forgive me, Outlander, but I have enough to deal with. I'm just a simple tribunal priest, and the trouble at the ancestral tomb was too much for even our buoyant armiger to deal with. I have failed Lord Vivek, and left a colleague alone at the tomb. Lord Vivek sent the three of us to seek guidance at the Andrano ancestral tomb. We were attacked when we got there, and our guard was seriously hurt. I barely got them to safety. But we failed to complete the mission Lord Vivek bestowed upon us. Canon Levoul. He remained behind after we retreated from the tomb. I know he wants to get back inside and ask Lord Vivek's questions. But there's no way he can get past the Daedra, or ask the questions on his own. May the three grant him wisdom.
뭐야, 어우. 이런 게 있던가?
Three. First a wounded armiger, now this.
By dawn and dusk, evil creeps through the shadows of my beloved Vardenfell. But an outlander arrives to aid my people, just as I have foreseen.
Those words, what do they mean?
잠만 안 켜진 것 같은데?
What happened? Merciful Azura, the Mother Soul spoke through you. It's a miracle.
좀 상관없잖아, 자막이랑. 요건가?
Lord Vivek, protect me. That was Azura, the queen of the night sky. And you, she spoke directly to you, Outlander. I'm surprised the Daedric Prince would risk Lord Vivek's wrath to proclaim a prophecy. But she did say you were here to aid us. The Daedric Prince Azura possessed that woman and spoke through her. I've heard of such occurrences, of course, but to witness such an event... She said evil creeps through the land. I wonder if it has anything to do with what we saw at the tomb.
아, 방금 임무에 달렸을 때 아주라가 개신을 해줘서 얘가 임무를 맡게 해주구나.
Azura is the cruel but wise Daedric Prince of Dawn and Dusk. She's one of the good Daedra, for what that's worth. But for her to speak through an innocent means something terrible is about to happen. Why else would she dare Lord Vivek's wrath? What do they teach you where you come from? Lord Vivek's a living god! Azura is merely the anticipation of Sothasil. Vivek stands as the present and the future, while Azura clearly represents Vardenfell's past. So no, they don't get along. You don't know Lord Vivek, one of the living gods of the Dunmer Tribunal. You must be new to our land, Outlander. But there's no time.
살아있는 신?
Will remain behind. He needs help if he's going to get inside the tomb and ask Vivek's questions. Yes, one of the god monarchs of Morrowind. He's the warrior poet who lives in a grand palace in Vivek City. Lord Vivek sent us on this holy mission to request information from Canon Levoul's ancestor. It breaks my heart that I have failed him. We sought guidance in a matter that concerns Lord Vivek. I received specific questions to ask while Levoul concentrated on summoning his ancestor. The Daedra ruined those plans when they fell upon Urnsey, and we were forced to flee. Vile creatures from oblivion. You hear about an odd ghost or a nest of vampires, but never Daedra. Please, if they're still there, they'll rip Canon Levoul apart. He's definitely not a warrior. Just look at what they did to the Buoyant
이건
Armiger.
담이고?
The Buoyant Armigers comprise one of the military orders of the Tribunal Temple. They seek to emulate Lord Vivek's deeds through actions and words. Poor Urnsey. Those monsters went straight for her. Where are you from? Children learn of Red Mountain before they even taste Flynn. The mountain sits at the center of Vardenfell, periodically
야,
rumbling
그래도 친절하게 다 선면해주네.
shaking its leg.
오, 씻겼어. 저기서 원래 자막 안 나왔나? 뭐가 프로세스 이렇게 먹고 있지? 아, 잠깐만. 둘 다 일시정지 했다가
Can't let Lord Vivek down. Those monsters, it's too dangerous. What am I going to do?
자막이 안 나온 것 같아요. 아, 미치겠네. 이건가?
Did Canon Valasar send you? Oh, she did, didn't she? That means she made it to Seydanin. Vivek be praised. Will you help me complete my mission? It would be sacrilege if I don't enter my family's tomb and make Lord Vivek's inquiries. As the saints declare, the tribunal always provides. We'll need to be cautious, however. Daedra invaded the tomb. Makes it hard to talk to one's ancestors while monsters try to eat you. I'll also need your help when we reach the summoning chamber. Take this scroll with Lord Vivek's inquiries, while I summon forth my ancestor spirit and concentrate on maintaining the connection. You must ask the questions. He insists we use the exact phrasing. We can go inside when you're ready.
아니 근데 여기 뒤 강아지는 뭐지?
I've already lost precious time due to the buoyant armiger's wounds, but I suppose a few more moments won't make the volcano erupt or the moonlit fall from the sky or anything. What else can I tell you?
다 알려주네.
I'm not quite sure if it's my place to ask. When your living god gives you a task, you say, "Yes, my lord." The questions seem to involve the time before
아,
the
얘네
tribunal,
조상이야?
which I assume is why we must ask them of my long-dead ancestor. A few of my contemporaries can boast of a luminary such as Farina Andrino occupying a prime branch upon their family tree. Lady Farina studied at the feet of Sotha Seal, and was counted among his companions before the tribunal rose to power.
소사시.
Who's Sotha Seal? It's like asking who are Vivek and Almalexia. They are the tribunal, the living gods of the Dunmer. Sotha Seal is the architect of time and the binder of oblivion. If you want to know more, we can talk after we've finished. Well, I can tell you why they weren't here the last time I paid my respects. Canon Valasar thinks they're some kind of Daedra, determined to keep us from fulfilling Lord Vivek's will. Until you showed up, I wasn't sure what I was going to do. Before we go in there and face those monsters, I want you to know how much I appreciate your aid in this matter. Just don't lose the scroll that contains Lord Vivek's questions. Now come, let's call for... Follow me, but keep an eye out for those Daedra. Careful. The creatures attacked as soon as we entered the Hall of Remembrance.
그니까 화면이 좀 잘린 것 같다. 아, 내가 잘리고 있었네. 장, 역시. 아, 맞다. 옷이 있었지. 사든 거. 아이고, 잘못 눌렀다. 수집품. 뭐였지? 옷은 사놨었는데? 오, 뭔가 세다.
This used to be such a peaceful place. I came here as a young acolyte to meditate.
에너지 빙.
We're nearly there. Then we can summon my ancestor.
오, 사람 많네?
I'll call forth my ancestor, then you can ask Vivek's questions.
조상님이시여 나와주소서.
Hasn't my rest been disturbed enough by those filthy Daedra? Why do you summon me, descendant?
My Lord Vivek has inquiries that only you can answer, my lady. My companion will present them with your permission.
The warrior poet? Very well. Ask Vivek's questions. Ask the warrior poet's questions, Outlander.
세계의 심장 승천의 역세 두려움에 사로잡혀야 하는가.
Ah, Lord Vivek always had a way with words. Tell him to rest assured. The heart remains seen.
오래된 적이 기원했는가. 교활하고 대담한 적이.
An enemy of old, yes, but not the one that Vivek presumes.
끝없는 성전에서 쌓아놓은 소사실은 우리들의 성스러운 특성이 쇠퇴하고 사라질 것을 예견하였는가.
So the seal imagined multiple scenarios and contemplated endless solutions. He even experimented with his divinity, drawing energy to study before returning it. Loss will come, he foresaw.
I hope that's what Lord Vivek needed. Let's talk outside.
방금 칼 본 것 같은데? 아닌가? 아이고야.
Thank you for helping me complete my task. Now, I need to return to Vivek City. Have you been there? It's amazing. Ziggurats rising out of the water, the moonlit hanging in the sky above. You should meet me there so I can introduce you to Lord Vivek. Just between us, I understood neither the questions asked nor the answers received. Not that I expected to. Some things aren't meant for mortal minds. That's another reason for you to come to Vivek City, to help me explain what my answers are.
내가 증언해 주는 건가?
Excellent. I just need to make a quick stop in Seydanin to check on my original traveling companions. When you get to Vivek City, head right to the palace and I'll meet you there. I know that Lord Vivek will want to reward you. I'll be along shortly. When you get to Vivek City, head directly for Lord Vivek's palace. Once there, I'll make introductions and we can tell the warrior poet everything we've learned. Of course. As I said, the tribunal consists of our three living gods, Vivek, Almalexia, and Sotha-Sil. They lead us in spiritual matters and rule over Dunmer society as god monarchs of the Dark Elves. I serve Vivek, but honor the entire tribunal. Unfortunately, no. The Dunmer houses bow to the tribunal, but the savage Ashlanders refuse to acknowledge their divinity. The heretics never allowed themselves to be assimilated into the great houses. Instead, they hold to primitive superstitions.
그것보다 옷이 어디 갔지? 아, 안 한 지 꽤 돼가지고. 기념품. 아, 여기 있다. 코스튬. 이리야 법사답고. 오, 아까 저건 피켄용이네? 확인. 퀘스트 성스러운 시련. 아! 피백공자. 아, 퀘스트 다 받고 싶어져. 아.
Praise Vivek!
This is the person who helped me at the tomb, my lord.
Lord Vivek, we don't need the help of this outlander. Oh, hush, Archcanon Tarvis. Outlanders have their usefulness, and this one intrigues me. As you say. I'll be in my office if you need me. Step forward, friend of Levoul, and let us speak. Canon Levoul says you helped him in his mission. As I have written, the one who helps my ally becomes my friend. Despite the Archcanon's concerns, I greet you with sincerity and pose a simple question. Will you assist us further, Outlander?
두말 없이 도움 필요하냐고 물어보네.
I have ordinators and armigers at my disposal. Vast armies of followers and dedicated priests. What I don't have, however, is a fresh perspective. Will you set aside your personal goals for a time and become the eyes and ears of a god? Good. I need assistance to investigate a strange phenomenon that the ancestor confirmed may indeed be a problem. We'll start with a simple divination ritual. Archcanon Tarvis can tell you what we need to delve into this mystery. The situation that troubles me has taken a toll on my Archcanon, but he's a faithful servant. Tarvis will do as I say, and I say we need your assistance. Find the Archcanon in his office, and he'll tell you how to proceed. The Daedric Prince. I suppose the same events that concern me might interest Azura, though she could just as easily be the source of these troubles. Red Mountain, strange Daedra, and then there's... well, we'll talk more about that when you return.
뭐 숨기는 게 있네.
Levoul's ancestor assured me that a source of power remains safe. As for the rest, let the guess ripen in the mind, and only speak when the fruit grows certain.
여기가 아니네.
Ah, Outlander. Lord Vivek trusts too much to put his faith in one such as you, but who am I to question my god? I suppose he sent you to me so I could put you to work? Did he say which task he wants us to accomplish first?
탐지의식.
Ah, yes. We do need to perform a ritual to reveal the nature of the phenomenon that vexes Lord Vivek. Now listen, despite my objections, Vivek believes you were sent to help, so I'll do my best to assist you. Go to the ziggurat that's still under construction and tell the overseer that Lord Vivek... You receive a simple errand in the service of Lord Vivek and countless questions.
야, 질문 봐.
Mind. Very well.
축복의 돌.
Ah, the ignorance of outlanders. How refreshing. The Blessing Stones serve as repositories for small amounts of Lord Vivek's power. They allow his... If you haven't guessed yet, the phenomenon interferes with Lord Vivek's power in unusual ways. It will be safer for everyone if I perform. Even if I told you, you wouldn't comprehend it. Lord Vivek's senses eclipse those of mere mortals. Suffice it to say, he feels a disturbance in the flow of energy throughout Vardenfell. Lord Vivek sees signs and portents everywhere. It's the poet at his core. I tend to be much more pragmatic. Sometimes a volcano is simply a volcano. Offend me? You give yourself too much credit. No, I feel the same about all Outlanders. This is tribunal business, best handled by tribunal resources.
뒤쪽이네. 저 뛰어나가는 사람보다 느린 것 같지?
This project has been nothing but one disaster after another.
맨날
How
이래.
am I expected to get this ziggurat built on time? Our blessing stone? Do you know what happens if we give up our blessing stone? Well, neither do I. But I'm sure it won't put us back on schedule or end our string of disasters. I'm not one to Lord Vivek, why didn't you say so? But I'll need your help before I can turn over the blessing stone. The passage that leads to the consecration. I appreciate the help. Just remember that you're only borrowing the stone. It needs to be back in the consecration chamber before the next shift.
뭔데 이렇게 사람들이 누워있어?
Thank you. I'll go tell the overseer what you did for me.
I thought I was gonna die under there. Oh, thanks for saving me.
오, 이쪽 길로 연결돼 있네? 몰랐는데.
I need a break.
아, 느려. 돈도 없고.
Wildcliff racers spread their wings so broad. Lesser birds bend their knees.
This work isn't going to do itself.
Praise Vivek!
The Outlander returns. I understand there was trouble at the construction site, but you were able to save a few of the workers. Lord Vivek, stand over there. In Canon Level's absence, you will form the third corner of our ritual triangle. When you're... Hear the words of the warrior poet and reveal the source of Lord Vivek's distress. An Ashlander? A clockwork mage? A Daedric cultist?
와, 부셔진 거야?
Something interfered with the ritual, my lord. But we may have learned something. Excuse me while I compare the results to our previous research. Between the cryptic warnings of the ancestor spirit and the unexpected result of the divination ritual, I fear there may be more astir than I imagined. We solved the greatest mysteries by accident, I suspect. I should write them. We learn from every action we take. Failure or success, each result teaches us something, at least in the larger sense. To be more specific, no, not as much as I hoped.
맞아, 환영.
Images that suggest avenues to investigate. Riddles to solve. Let me tell you a secret, Outlander. It concerns a living god and energy that fades like daylight as dusk spreads across the land. Listen well, and speak not a word. My divine energy, it drains away. Whether from illness or foul malady, I know not. You must travel the land and seek answers on my behalf.
뭐라는 거야?
First, gratitude before service, as I have written. So, the ritual confirmed my worst fears. Divine energy flows out of me for no reason that I can discern. I felt the power imbued within my blessing stone get wrenched away as soon as you added it to the ritual. I couldn't stop it. To quote my own words as the warrior poet, no lock exists that the determined thief cannot open. Follow the trail of my missing energy. Something drains my energy. Find Archcanon Tarvis in his office and ask if he gleaned anything useful from the ritual. If not, I know his earlier research indicated new avenues to invest. My divine energy diminishes with every passing moment, but the ritual confirmed my affliction is not natural. I regret that I could not reveal the full nature of these dire circumstances until your
아직 신뢰도가 없네.
trustworthiness demonstrated. Yes. While Archcanon Tarvis has always been cautious about ideas and ideologies that didn't originate within the tribunal, and recently, that prudence has grown 1,000-fold.
아이고야.
He's a faithful servant, however, despite his narrow-mindedness. I've always used my power freely and without detriment. I create the blessing stones, hold the moonlit above the city, and perform 100 miracles a day to benefit my people. I begin to feel the toll this liberal application of divinity costs me. I care little for my own safety, but my people are another matter. Without my power to stop it, the moonlit will crash into the city and kill hundreds, perhaps thousands of innocents. And that would be just the start of Vardenfell's woes.
아, 이거 바덴펠인데. 수정! 바벤텔. 나 왜 딴 걸로 기억했지?
At first, I barely noticed the loss of energy. But as I continue to grow weaker, the more it feels like an attack against my person. Besides, the ancestor spirit confirmed that an ancient enemy was to blame. We just need to determine who before...
우리들?
Let us not dwell on disasters to come when we have problems enough to deal with in the here and now. Consult with Archcanon Tarvis and discover the source of this attack. Then we can put an end to it and not worry about what might have been. They always chide me about my flagrant displays of divinity, but so far, I am the only one of the living gods whose power is fading. Almalexia hoards her energy and has barricaded her temple against attack. As for Sotha's seal, my brother travels. We have not heard from him for quite some time, but I sense that he remains safe and in possession of his full power. Funny, you always wanted to discover the limits of our divinity. Perhaps I will solve that mystery for him.
오, 사람 많다. 줄이 꼬이네. 줄이 꼬여.
I performed that ritual countless times, and it never exploded in my face before. If I discover that you sabotaged the divination... No. I shouldn't take my failure out on you.
그거 얘기해도 되나?
It's not your fault that things are. How do you know about... Lord Vivek told you? Of course he did. It's his prerogative, I suppose. You must swear to keep this secret, though. There would be panic in the streets if the people believed what
신뢰를 어느 정도 얻은 상태구만.
It's true. I'm much better at scholarly pursuits than field work, and the ritual wasn't a total failure. It confirmed 3 locations from my earlier studies: Bolmora, Aldrin, and Berelzar's tower. I need you to investigate each of these sites. I researched what I could using the resources available here in Vivek City. To learn more, I need an agent to personally assess each location. Lord Vivek thinks you're the best one. I believe the mage seen in the ritual is Berelzar, who works out of an ancient Velothi tower. His experiments radiate energy similar to Vivek's affliction.
발모라?
But they're not a perfect match. House Redoran controls the town and nearby mines. House Halalu also has interests in the region.
웬 교단?
In the area concern me. I have no idea. That's why we're sending you. I suggest you start at the inn. Secrets get spilled along with the drinks in such places. The miners may know something as well. I've heard that House Redoran...
알들은
Savage Ashlanders, like the one seen in the vision, use the area as a tribal meeting ground. These nomadic heretics deny the divinity of the tribunal and have no love for Vivek. But how they could... I traced tendrils of Vivek's energy to these locations, and the ritual confirmed the connection before it went awry. Just don't discuss Lord Vivek's condition with anyone. We don't want to start a panic.
드르든 드르든 든든 든든. 어디부터 갈까? 이쪽으로 갈까? 아, 맞다. 그거 말고 파이터 길드. 그다음에 매지 게이트. 발모라. 천천히 가, 천천히. 길이 이래. 따라단 따단 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 따라단 따단. 아, 동굴 안에 있는 거네. 패스. 야.
You there, Outlander. I have a proposition for you.
I can't believe they want us to go outside the house to find Vea.
정보 수치. 바텐더와 대화하기. 광부와 대화하기. 딴 데인가 보네 저거. 이거 정보였네? 명문 경무대 및 내주란 상위 평이 포고. 축구 광산은 폐쇄되었고 광산 재개를 위한 모든 활동이 정지되었다. 인부들은 추후 통지가 있을 때까지 광산에서 떠날 것. 또한 방문객들은 이 일대를 피할 것을 강력히 명한다. 위반자는 벌금이나 투어 혹은 그 모두를 받는다. 이 대상에 기장 들프도 포함된다. 흑마 훈련된 광산 노동자들을 찾는 노력은 가능한 빨리 이루어질 것이다. 버그야 방금? 같은 거 읽었는데 완료됐네? 뭔가 아십니까?
For a while, it was just the same old miners and the occasional traveling merchant. Thought Carolyn might have to shut this place down. Look at me talking your ears off. What can I get you? At first, I assumed it was the usual house squabbles. Redoran and Hlalu arguments can get pretty heated. Then I thought maybe the Ashlanders were scaring people off. But after that proclamation... No.
돈? 18원? 내가 18원 있나? 자!
I like the color of your gold, Outlander. Just between us, I heard the House Guard shut down the Shulk ore mine. Something to do with violent cultists who attacked the miners and took over the place. Even got the crew chief, or so I heard.
광산에 문제가 생겼더라. 둘 다 같은 건데 얘 두 번이나 걸려있지? 버그인가? 역시.
Stupid dog. What happened? Let me see.
깜짝이야.
Pet it. Damn dog bit me. Leave it alone.
아, 혼달프.
You shouldn't be here. Didn't you read the House Redoran proclamation? I wouldn't be here myself, but some of my miners are still in there. Our mine was invaded by violent cultists. They showed up and just took the place over. My people are trapped. I'm no expert, but it looked like the cultists were preparing to conduct a ritual before the
의식.
Ashlander interrupt. Probably because I heard one of them say, "With this ritual we'll call forth a mystical weapon and attain the power of a god." Or something along those lines. Look, well, I never actually saw an Ashlander, but I heard a cultist yell,
무언가 훔쳐갔네.
"Ashlander thief! That's our mystical weapon!" That's not an exact quote, but you get the idea. I don't know what happened after that. I was kind of busy trying not to die. It used to be an ore mine, and we hope it will be again. My crew was inside preparing to start up mining operations when the cultists attacked. The way things are going, we might just have to turn the place into another Kwama egg mine. Really? That's awfully brave of you. If you see any of my miners, tell them to get their arses out here. I'll wait as long as I can. Or until I hear screaming. Then I'll go to Balmoral.
예수환수. 지속은 계속되고 있고. 이동 불가. 회복 능력, 저주, 조 범위 피해, 어디 좋은 것 같기도 하고. 디코틱 선발대. 나는 너희가 발모나 바깥에 있는 광산에 잠입해서 우리 존경스러운 조직과 애쉬랜더의 입지 상승을 위해 매우 중요한 물건을 되찾아오길 원해. 현재 이 물건은 가늠할 수 없을 정도로 강력한 힘을 받아들이는 능력을 이 물건에 깃들게 하는 의식을 계획 중이 나의 큐딕 교단이 가지고 있어. 그들이 그 의식을 위한 계획을 시작하도록 내버려뒀다가 그들이 이식을 완료하기 전에 물건을 가져오도록. 그 물건은 삼엄한 공기 속에서 가장 깊숙한 방 하나에 놓여 있어. 은신해서 그 안에 들어가 그 물건을 훔쳐와야 해. 그 물건 금속과 기어로 이루어진 지팡이 외형을 가지고 있어. 그것은 우리 이 소중한 조직이 다음 단계에 넘어가기 위한 물건이야. 이 지팡이를 구해서 나에게로 가져와. 그러면 너희 이 망명을 끝내고 숲곡으로 돌아가는데 한 걸음 더 나갈 수 있을 거야.
Do you think the miners were feeding that troll?
부두버. 우리 어디 갔어? 번개. 레이저쇼. 버그다. 가만히 서 있는다. 뒤에서 못 보네. 딴딴딴딴. 깜짝이야. 마이크가 자꾸 내려가.
Did you find what you were looking for in the mine?
그런가 생존자가 없었네.
Of course. I perfectly understand. I think I'll wait a little longer and see if any of my miners were able to escape from the cultists.
다음에 알들은 북쪽이네. 흐흐, 책은 아직 좋아. 와, 저기였네. 갔다가 왼쪽으로 꺾고
I demand to see my brother. Lay hands upon me, and you will lose them. You there! The territory of the Red Exiles shouldn't be traveled lightly. Ashlanders once respected each other, helped one another. You'd think these were house wolves or tribunal dogs, the way they treated me. Speaking of the tribunal, you have the smell of dog about you. Lord Vivec, is it? And I thought all the tribunal cared about was building monuments to their own greatness. Nice to see that one of them cares about what's going on beyond their borders. Well, perhaps we can aid each other this day, Outlander. Ashlanders are nomads, but we gather at sacred sites to trade, confer, and pay homage to the past. Aldrin is such a place. That's why Chodala invited the Red Exiles here. But these outcasts won't let me into their camp. I need my brother, Chodala.
is the Ashkan of our tribe, and I am his ambassador. I act as a go-between among the tribes. Chodala wants to unite the Dunmer and calmly end the era of the bickering houses. He hopes to convince the tribes to follow his lead. Head into the Red Exiles camp and find my brother. Otherwise, see if you can find out what he was doing in there and where he's gone. Be wary of the outcasts. As you saw, they won't hesitate to attack without reason or provocation. No, just our tribe, the Urshilaku, though he's respected by most of the other Ashlanders for his wisdom and strength of will. He does hope to unite the tribes in a common cause, however. That's one of the reasons we've gathered here at Aldrin.
또 달라.
My brother and I have always worked to help our people and improve the Ashlander way of life. He used to believe that peaceful negotiation was the best path to accomplish this. Recently, however, things have become different. He's almost like... No, that's not something I'm ready to talk about with an outsider. Perhaps after you prove your trustworthiness and willingness to help us, then we can discuss my brother in more detail. Perhaps. That's not our goal, but the tribes will defend themselves if necessary. No, we hope to present a united front and show the houses the folly of the path they've embarked upon. Turning away from our forefathers and god ancestors has made them weak. The Red Exiles, they're violent, dangerous Ashlanders who were banished from their tribes and joined together to create their own clan. Chodala invited them to the gathering and went into the camp to talk, but he's been gone too long. I'm worried. As you saw, hostility is second nature to the Red Exiles. We're here to negotiate. They're no better than thieves and murderers. If they spot you in their camp, you'll need to
무조건 싸운다는 얘기구만.
It's unfortunate, but they'll leave you no choice.
푼다우드는 쿨라칸 유스 시카슈텐과 부른 램프자 리버풀이 지켜보는 간에게 에식한 초달라를 만났다. 초달라는 그들이 지켜보는 가운데 두려운 기색을 보이지 않았고 추방자 부족에게 좀처럼 보여주자는 경위를 푼다우드에게 보여줬다. 우리는 부고만맹자들 소부제를 빌려주겠다고 하였지만 그는 영구적인 협상을 하기 위해 이곳에 왔노라 이야기했다. 초달라는 회담이 시작하는 첫 부분부터 부족 통일에 대해 계획을 설명하였다. 그리고 그는 자신이 통일을 한 뒤 불고만맹자들을 위한 장소를 마련해 주겠으며 그 장소를 또한 생각해 놓았다는 이야기를 강조하였다. 푼다우드는 불고만맹자들이 왜 자신들을 추방한 부족들과 함께해야 하나, 왜 그들과 함께 돌아가야 하냐고 물었다. 초달라는 잠시 생각을 한 후, 왜냐하면 당신들은 또 우리와 같은 애쉬랜더로서 이 피가 흐르기 때문이다. 애쉬랜더는 가족이며 피는 서로 부르기 때문이지요. 라고 이야기하였다. 그리고 초달라는 우리의 부대들을 획득해온 지팡이를 들고 그의 힘을 보여주었다. 그는 이 지팡이를 순나라라고 부르며 순나라는 신과 같은 위대한 힘을 제게 주고 있습니다. 라고 말하며 지팡이 끝으로 돌을 툭 하고 내리쳤다. 그러자 그 돌은 계란 껍데기처럼 쉽게 부셔졌다. 쿤다우드는 그의 챔피언인 굴락한 유스카스테에게 명령하였다. 이 분수를 모르는 에시칸에게 그의 자리를 알게 해주라고. 하지만 그녀의 검이 몇 번 휘두러졌음에도 초달라의 살에 닿지 않았다. 자네는 무슨 괴물인가? 쿤다우드가 얘기했다. 저는 네바리입니다. 초달라는 그리 주장하였고 쿤다우드와 굴락한 유스카스텐은 그의 앞에 엎드렸다. 쳐달라 하는 부고 만명자들은 저의 집행자가 될 것이며 굴락한 유스 카스테는 제 챔피언이 될 것이다 라고 이야기하였다. 그리고 저는 네바린으로서 저의 임무를 위해 가야겠습니다. 할 일이 많군요. 훈다오드가 이야기하길 네바린이시여 어디 가십니까? 라고 하였다. 저는 우리 다음 행동을 생각할 시간이 필요합니다. 라고 초달라가 이야기하였다. 그리고 나서 내가 네바린을 추적하기 위해서 현명한 여인 도브로 씨와 만나야겠습니다. 초달라는 그렇게 떠났고 굴락한 유스 카스텐도 그와 함께 갔다. 그리고 회의는 여기서 끝났다. 아우 힘들어 발음. 소울제 냠냠 연고수뼈 냠냠. 다 훔쳐가. 다 훔쳐가. 누가 이미 털었구만. 쏜다 쏜다 쏜다. 기모아서 쏜 거 없나 보네. 범위 공격 아니고. 와 데뷔 세다 이거 1번. 다크 크리스탈. 아하 범위 공격이 없는 게 문제긴 하네. 쫑. 와 데미지 봐.
You seem to have survived your visit to the Red Exiles camp. Did you find my brother? Interesting. I never suspected that the outcasts were disciplined enough to keep records such as this. Oh no. I can't believe my brother would be so... It means that Chodala really has changed. With his newfound powers and rising ambitions, I fear what he plans for the tribes. I suppose you have a right to know what I'm talking about. Take this. I found it among my brother's possessions. Chodala discovered new power out in the wilderness, and it changed his view of the world. He writes about it in that document. Now he believes he's a Nerevarine.
Nerevari.
Incites the tribes, while I tried to keep them all from doing anything rash. You don't know? I thought... No, you're not an Ashlander. And the House Elves rarely talk about such things. Long ago, there was a hero named Nerevar. He fought alongside the tribunal before they claimed to be gods, until they betrayed him. So our legends say. Nerevar united the Kaima and forged an alliance with the Dwemer. He died at the Battle of Red Mountain. We believe the tribunal hastened his demise, despite Vivek's claims to the contrary. The Nerevarine is a promise and a prophecy. We believe that, through the power of Azura, Nerevar will return to unite all Dunmer, House and Ashlander alike, and make Morrowind great again. The returned Nerevar will be known as the Nerevarine. While the prophecy of Nerevarine can be interpreted as the end of the tribunal, I have always seen it as a prediction of hope and peace. Chodala and some Ashlanders, such as the Red Exiles, favor war. That's not the net. He uses in Ashkon's words to plant dark ideas in his followers. Ideas that speak of false gods, lost traditions, and the need for a cleansing war. His words become more forceful every day, but I hope to dissuade him. All I know is that his new power frightens me. Chodala returned from a sojourn in the wilderness more vibrant, more commanding. He's always been strong, but now he's fearless, practically invincible, and swifter than the fastest Ashlander scout. Chodala says his new abilities strengthen his claim as the Nerevaring. I think it's the staff he carries. He had it when he returned, and now it's always at his side. I know it's unreasonable, but I hate that staff. He calls it Sunara.
쓰나라. 이렇게 하고 끝이야? 옆에 거 성공 찍고 돌아가야지. 나는 콜라 좀 따르자. 어메 넘친다. 오씨. 콜라 넘칠 뻔했네. 은하라. 뭐야, 여기 사람 다 이러고 있네? 이거 뭐야, 지도가 아니구나. 멀어. 아. 헤드는 자동 달리기 없나 보네.
Help! Someone, please help!
You're safe now, citizen. Continue your journey in peace.
쓰라.
This is ridiculous.
I'm sorry, Talenra, but my wife insists we try a real mage.
헤드는 뭐 말 타는 키가 없는 것 같네요. 없네.
This is taking forever.
Such displeasure and disappointment. Nothing works, even though every calculation is precise.
방했군.
Now an interruption. How infuriating. Wait. Sometimes the great divine energy. I'll have you know I participated in Lord Sother Seal's 9 analyses of the exalted enigmas. But we have more important matters. I'm about to determine the correlation between color and time, and I could use another set of hands. A reciprocal exchange. Interesting, yes. I can see the benefits of such an arrangement. Very well. Just activate the crystals in the proper sequence.
야, 폭파이라고? 나 살려고 하다 이게.
Such a waste repeating words. Activate the crystals in the proper order. It's all about colors, like a rainbow. Make a mistake and reset the mechanism using that lever, unless it explodes. You'll be surprised how often that happens.
부지개처럼 빨 주 주황 노 초 파 람보 아이 눈부셔.
Perfect. Such are the benefits of an extra set of appendages. The energy flows freely and without disruption, allowing the rods and the pistons to align in a most pleasing manner. Thank you. Now, scent. How intriguing. I was just thinking about my former master, Sother Seal, and the experiments we conducted. He desperately sought to understand the power he and his companions attained. Not while I assisted him. He had a tool that he used to drain away minute bits of his own divine energy to store and study.
이게 설마 그 지팡이 아니야?
Not sure what became of the tool, but here are my notes. More questions. Well, Lord Sother Seal attributed curiosity to intellectual superiority. Suppose I should do the same. Ask, and I will attempt to tighten the cogs of your ongoing education as best I can. Odd question. Is a hammer a weapon? A saw? A Dwemer spring spanner? No, it was just a tool. A device crafted by Sother Seal to aid in his endless experiments. I suppose I could imagine ways to modify the device, but haven't a clue. Tools have a way of wandering off when you don't stay vigilant. Had a guava used to swallow tools when I wasn't looking. Glowed for a month until the enchantment dissipated and the tool passed. Should have heard the screams. I was his apprentice, but that was years ago. Spent time working in the Clockwork City. That's what I learned about energy transference, Dwemer engineering, mechanical symmetry. Made me the dark elf I am today. I have a question. Who sent you? The Archcanon, Lord Vivek's High Priest. Suddenly the gears align. I can think of a number of reasons that Alm and V would want to know about C and his tools. Some doors just shouldn't be opened. He's the father of mysteries.
시간?
Time. One of the tribunal. The 3 living gods of the Dark Elves. Creates all sorts of helpful and intriguing devices, like the Clockwork City. It's a wonder and a miracle. All brass tunnels, glass domes, and giant gears. He was inspired by the work of the Dwemer. The Clockwork City is pure Sother Seal. He made it to forge the future and reshape the world. I learned a lot there.
야, 시간 꽤 걸리구나. 하나씩 보는데.
Outlander, over here. This requires a considerable amount of effort, so just listen. We have a problem here. Return to my office immediately. $41원. 아씨. 성소 가서 날라야겠다. 돈이 없다. 아이고, 이거 아닌데? 간 김에 팔딱일드랑 뭐 이렇게 같은데 내 기억으론 맞네 이렇게.
Another adventurer, Belleru Omeril and her brother Trailer.
응?
Another adventure. Belleru's request. Trailan handles. I would hope.
오, 방금 날개 같은 거 뭐야? 아, 소환수구나.
Then...
Welcome to the...
Excellent.
점프. 아크 캐논의 집무실.
At last. Did you see what's happening outside? Red Mountain rumbles louder and more frequently. The sky grows dark, and worst of all, the people are beginning to notice. Soon I'll have to muster the Ordinators to keep them from the palace doors. In part, Lord Vivek is... not well. I won't allow his followers to see him in this state. He continues to lose energy, and it's becoming difficult for him to maintain the realm in his usual fashion. Now, what did your investigations uncover? I'll review these documents and present your findings to Lord Vivek. I was against bringing you into this investigation, but I was wrong. Thank you for aiding us. You should go see Lord Vivek now. He's been asking about you. I'll be along shortly. Very well. Tell me what you learned at each of the locations, and let's see what conclusions...
와... 파리짤 소세지를 신선식을 가지고 실험하고 있다는 얘기를 해주었어.
Barrels are faithfully served Sotha seal. He's as loyal to the Tribunal as I am. He would never intentionally harm Lord Vivek. But that tool he mentioned... Perhaps one of the priests Vivek sent away could search the... Lord Vivek doesn't want his followers to see him in such a weakened state. Only you, Canon Levuel, and myself are permitted into his palace now. Speaking of the palace, Lord Vivek wants to see you when we're done here. So your notes say, and this Saren assisted you. Interesting. Most Ashlanders want nothing to do with the Tribunal. Even so, they rarely become aggressive. I'd say this Chodala bears watching. Interesting theory. Perhaps Chodala's staff can steal Vivek's energy. But I have a hard time imagining how an Ashlander could accomplish such a feat. Lord Vivek said the draining has grown more intense since you left. It doesn't look well. From what you discovered, I dare say there may be a correlation between the Nikara and the tool Barrelzal mentioned. And it seems the Ashlander thieves are connected to Chodala. Your evidence points to a clear conclusion. So it appears. Lord Vivek's doing his best not to complain, but I can see how much the draining of his energy has cost him. Just seeing you again should improve his mood considerably, and the progress you made with your
Stand aside! Lord Vivek is expecting me.
Lord Vivek isn't receiving visitors today.
그러니까 다 먹고 있구나.
My lord, please let me send for aid. Perhaps one of the healers can help you.
Pain is best tolerated in private, as I have written in the 37th ballad.
There must be something I can do.
You can call the Archcanon. He should hear the news our friend brings us. The river drains into the sea as my divinity flows out of me. Need some work. As you can see, I continue to lose energy, and it has made me somewhat agitated. Have you made any progress toward discovering the source of my discomfort? An Ashland? That seems unlikely, but I trust your instincts. We need to find out more about this Chodala and the ancient enemy that aids him. Take this. Another token of my appreciation. And look, here comes... My lord, the Outlander may have actually discovered something. After further examination of the documents you brought back, I have to agree with your assessment. The Ashlander Chodala has somehow siphoned divine energy away from Lord Vivek. Not exactly. But now that we know that the affliction isn't natural, we can work toward a solution, one that probably involves Chodala's staff. How the Ashlander got his hands on Sothasil's tool and turned it into a weapon is beyond me, though. Eventually, but we need to be cautious. If Chodala is as respected as you say, attacking him would start a war we can't afford to partake in. Go to Aldrin and talk to his sister, Saren. I don't trust her either, but she worked with you before. Get to Aldrin and locate Saren. She needs to tell us more about Chodala and then help us acquire his staff. Without it, we can't restore Vivek. Meanwhile, I need to placate the populace. The people grow concerned over Vivek's continuing isolation. Didn't we cover this? Let me refresh your memory. Lord Vivek suffers stoically as his divine energy drains away. Neither my administrations nor his defenses have been sufficient to plug the hole, so we've isolated him to keep panic to a minimum. If we knew for certain, we wouldn't be sending you to make a deal with a heretical Ashlander, now would we? Chodala must have something to do with Vivek's energy loss, but the how and why remain a mystery.
다시 한번 다 얘기해주고 있네.
I must examine that staff. Everything you uncovered suggests the staff and Sotha Sil's missing tool are one and the same, and it's obviously connected to Chodala's newfound powers. Bring it back here so I can study it. The solution resides in the staff. I'm sure of it. Experience, Outlander. Experience. I have seen the Dunmer rage against the gods at the least provocation. When they realize that Vivek is ill, that his powers are failing, they'll weep and gnash their teeth like frightened children. The people don't handle the infirmities of their deities very well, especially when those infirmities could foreshadow Red Mountain's eruption or portend the moonlets fall from the sky. They try not to think about them at all. The Ashlanders are savages. They refuse to acknowledge the supremacy of Lord Vivek in the Tribunal, instead putting their faith in the despicable Daedra. They're heretics, pure and simple. The Ashlanders hold to superstitions the way Quama protect their eggs. If they really considered Chodala to be the Nerevarin, then any action you take against him will enrage the tribes. Talk to Seren and see if she can suggest an alternative course.
Fellow outsider in this inhospitable Sea of Ash. I wonder if we might help each other.
Yeah! Outlander, quickly! This way! I've been thinking about my brother's claim that he's the Nerevarin since we last spoke. No matter how I try, the word tastes false on my tongue. And now I fear he's about to convince the wise woman that his quest for power will benefit the tribes. My brother is respected and revered. He has allies in all of the tribes, not to mention his personal Red exiles. We have to proceed with caution. Respect the Ashlander customs and traditions. Anything else will lead to violence and bloodshed. We talked to my brother. Tried to convince him this isn't the way. Barring that, we make sure the wise woman doesn't get drawn into his madness. Whatever Chodala says or does, don't attack him. We don't need a war between the houses and the Ashlanders.
10분 가지자들은
The wise woman. I was hoping she'd be here.
You're too late, dear sister. Despite your protestations, the wise woman has gone to the cave of the incarnate to confirm my claim.
Brother, do you really want to pursue this dangerous course?
There was a time when you gave me your unconditional support, Seren. I miss those days.
My brother Chodala is about to do something foolish and dangerous. But by dusk and dawn, Azura put you and I on the same path for a purpose. I just hope we have enough time. He's about to claim the title of the Nerevarine and try to unite the Ashlander tribes gathered here. He already convinced the Red Exiles to support him. He's using them to intimidate the other tribes. If he... Wise woman Dovrasi, the most respected counselor and spirit guide this side of Red Mountain. She went to the Cavern of the Incarnate to meditate on Chodala's claim. If she confirms my brother's assertion, the tribes will follow wherever he leads. Agreed, but I dare not leave Chodala alone with the tribes. I feel the hand of Azura in all this. Go to the Cavern of the Incarnate and talk to the wise woman. I'll stay here and try to keep things under control until you return. The cavern's to the northeast of Aldrin, on the other side of the mountain. Hopefully, the rumbling and lava won't slow you down too much. Get to the cavern and talk to the wise woman. If she accepts Chodala's claim about the Nerevarine... My brother isn't the first to believe he's Nerevar returned. All of the previous failed incarnates rest within the cavern. A statue of Azura watches over them as they await the arrival of the true Nerevarine. Azura proclaimed that someday, Indorel Nerevar, a hero from our ancient past, would return to unite the Dark Elves and right the wrongs of Nirn. We call the returned incarnate the Nerevarine. My brother Chodala believes that he's Nerevar reborn. When Chodala became a Gulakan, a champion of our people, I supported him. When he stepped forward as Ashkan, leader of our tribe, I was at his side. But this new claim, it comes with strange powers and talk of war. I can't support those things.
와, 겁나 많네. 이렇게 돌아야 되나?
She won't refuse my claim. Just in case, make sure the Red Exiles are ready.
Your word is law, Nerevarine.
방금 뭐라 되어 간 거지? 결국 한 바퀴 돌아야 되네. 여유롭게 가자. 왜 자동 달리기 풀려? 마이크가 자꾸 내려가. 이쪽으로 가도 되겠지? 아파. 와, 저 한참 가야 돼. 나 마을 가면 저거 스킬 좀 배워야겠다. 이동 스킬. 루실라쿠. 와, 거의 다 왔다, 다 왔다.
horse for Lalu, perchance?
Don't be cruel, Elvani.
갑자기 전화?
Azura is my shield, you foul creatures.
선타겟이구나.
Thank you for aiding me, but I sense you came for a different purpose. Let's talk inside the cavern. outlander. Surely there must be another way. No, my lady, of course not. I'll do as you ask. Come here, outlander. We must talk. It feels strange to talk to an outlander in such a sacred place, but the Queen of the Night Sky insists. I need to render judgment on an important claim, and she says you can help me reach the correct decision. Words of truth from the mouth of an outlander. Remarkable. The Red Exiles and a few others believe that Chodola is the Nerevarine. He's convinced them, but not me. I came here to consider my options. I fear a bloodbath if I oppose his claim. Perhaps, but I must remain impartial. If someone else reveals the flaws in Chodola's claims by comparing him to the failed incarnates, that might do the trick. We thought the incarnates were possessed by the spirit of Nerevar, but each had a critical flaw that made them destined to fail to fulfill the prophecy. Their spirits reside here. Yes, you should speak to the incarnates. I see. Take this pouch of blessed grave dust. Sprinkle a pinch upon the bones of the incarnates to call forth their spirits. Return to Aldrin after you have learned all you can. Perhaps we can curb Chodola's ambitions before they lead us. We need knowledge to defeat Chodola, Outlander. Listen well to what the failed incarnates have to say. Once I was the hope of my people, but then my claim was proven false. Now I wait, and I hope for the Nerevarines' return. State your question, Outlander, and I shall do as Azora urges. To fulfill the prophecy, I followed a path of blood and war. In the end, my path became a road that led nowhere, and I was cast down from my lofty spot. Take my...
The Nerevarine remains a promise unfulfilled, and I am as guilty of prideful posturing as every other failed incarnate that occupies this hall. Ask your question and let's be done with this, Outlander. The Nerevarine must listen as well as proclaim. I refuse to accept wise counsel, which led to the doom of my tribe and the end of my quest to embody the spirit of Nerevar. Take my...
한마디로 선생님의 말씀드리구만.
We are the failed incarnates, the Ashlanders who proudly proclaimed themselves to be the Nerevarine, but were found wanting. Take my scroll and help the wise woman see the lie of unbridled power. I thought myself the reborn Nerevar, for I was the strongest.
Mortal, let us speak. I foresaw your usefulness before you even set foot in Vardenfell. Now comes a test that will challenge your ability to separate truth from lies. You must convince the tribes that Chodola is not the Nerevarine. Doversee's wisdom outshines most other mortals. She recognizes the futility of Chodola's claim. If she rebuffs him, however, the tribes will turn on each other, and blood will flow. The staff, Sunra, It makes Chodola confident, reckless. Your instincts serve you well. Chodola's path took a dark turn. However, my sight clouds when I look too closely. Sothasil built Sunara, but he did not create it with this vile purpose in mind. You must act on my behalf, and Vivek's. Then go. Return to Aldrun and help the wise woman reveal the falsehood of Chodola's claim. And let Saren assist you. She is my champion and a trusted friend of all Ashlanders. Use what the Incarnate shared with you. Their failures point the way toward Chodola's downfall. But beware Chodola's power. He may not be the Nerevarine, but some greater agency has lent strength to his conviction. Due to an ancient pact, I am not permitted to interfere in the affairs of Nirn. Even this casual discussion pushes the boundaries of that agreement. Instead, I must work through trusted agents, such as yourself and Sarah. Helping that arrogant imposter? Whatever gave you the idea that I was helping that murderer? Vardenfell must stand. Everything I do in this regard serves that single goal. Okay.
에이, 나가봐야 되네. 아, 거의 끝나가는데. 아깝다. 갔다 와서 마무리 짓고